Hello and welcome. It's me, Yaji Little Red. Welcome to the second episode of Foraging with Little Red. This is my second attempt at doing this video because my camera just died and I literally got about 10 seconds before the end of the video. So, attempt number 2. I'm not putting the camera on my face today because I haven't washed my hair and I'm not going to subject you to that. I'm not trying to scare people. So, I just want to basically carry on from where I ended yesterday on the video. I was talking about these guys, Velvet Shanks, and I had to cut it short. So I just want to go through the key identifications for this type of mushroom again, and just some hints and tips and stuff. So yesterday, ID-wise, we covered the fact that the caps glisten, they really catch the light, they can be incredibly slimy when they are wet. This is a huge identification factor because I've actually never come across, other than kind of jelly-like funguses, I've never come across anything so slimy before, which is a real telltale sign. I didn't actually really go over the colour, which I would say is like a creme brulee shade, like a bit, almost like a burnt caramel orange. Again, very bright and vibrant, and there's not really many mushrooms with this distinctive colour, although that's my opinion. We touched on the gills, which should be nice and pale, almost like a pale yellow, creamy white. If you've got anything other than this, like, you probably haven't got the right mushroom. So make sure that you're ticking off every identification that you can to make sure that you're confident with your ID on your mushrooms. It's all a learning curve, and the more practice you get, the easier it becomes. Another identification that we did yesterday was obviously where they get the name from, the velvety stem here on the mature specimens. I've also noticed that the stem is hollow. I think there's one that's kind of cut in half here where you can see the hollow goes all the way through. So again, this is a really good telltale sign that you've got a velvet shank on your hands, the texture, the colour, and the hollow in the middle. It's worth noting, some people like to do a spore print, which is one of the most concrete ways to ID your mushroom. If you've ever got any doubt, do yourself a spore print, come back and check it however many hours later. Some say 12, some say 24. You do your own research on how to do a spore print. I could go through it on here, but I think everybody has kind of their own methods. So research that. It's pretty easy. Once you get it down, it can be fun. A little project you can make out of it. And it just expands your knowledge again. So if I didn't say, you're supposed to have a white spore print off these guys, and that should help rule out any confusion. So there's a couple of lookalikes to this mushroom. There's the funeral bell and the silver tuft, which are the two I can think of off the top of my head. The seasons that they go don't tend to overlap, but that doesn't mean that they can't overlap. At the minute, we're kind of having a false spring, so anything's possible. Always check many different factors of the mushroom to ensure that it's not going to follow the rules for one of these nasty ones that's going to upset your stomach or potentially land you in hospital. So we always want to stay clear of these poisonous or deadly mushrooms because it's really just not worth it at all. So yeah, I've actually never eaten these before, but I think I'm gonna have a go at cooking them into something later on once I've washed and went to the shops. But it is worth noting that if you are a person who likes to collect and eat your mushrooms, that I've been advised that the stalks are very fibrous on these, and that they should be removed before cooking. So you're only really looking to eat the cap. Also, a couple of these, I don't know if you can tell with how bad this camera is, but you can see this kind of gelatinous skin on the top. Well, this can actually be removed. I cleaned these yesterday with a damp cloth and then wiped them with a dry one just to get rid of any soil or nasties. And I was scraping this off as I went, but I think I'm going to go in with my mushroom knife later and just remove this slimy bit from the top because this can be quite unpleasant in your cooking. So I think I've covered all the ID points on this. They grow on deadwood in big clumps, found in winter. I think that's it. I got these bad boys from Jesmond Dean. So, as always, happy foraging. Until next time. Bye!